Afghanistan, a landlocked nation in the heart of Asia known as the graveyard of empires. For centuries, this rugged land has stood as a symbol of resilience and defiance. From Alexander the Great's legendary campaigns to the modern superpowers of today, this country has humbled the mightiest of empires. But why? Why has Afghanistan, with its modest size and population, been such a monumental challenge to conquer? Afghanistan's geography is its first line of defense. This landlocked country is dominated by the Hindu Kush mountain range, an unforgiving terrain that bisects the nation. These peaks, some towering over 7,000 meters, act as natural fortresses. Historically, they have impeded armies, fragmented communication, and isolated regions from one another. Narrow passes wind through steep valleys where the elements can be just as lethal as any enemy. Snow-clad peaks and rugged cliffs create barriers that defy even the most advanced military technology, leaving armies vulnerable to ambushes, guerrilla tactics, and logistical nightmares. Afghanistan's position at the crossroads of ancient trade and invasion routes has shaped its destiny. The Silk Road, once a thriving artery of commerce, passed through this region, making it a coveted prize for empires seeking control of east-west trade. Yet these same routes, like the Khyber Pass, have been the scene of countless bloody encounters. For centuries, invaders attempting to secure these narrow passageways faced ambushes from local forces who knew every twist and turn. Even in modern times, controlling these strategic choke points often determine the success or failure of military campaigns. Alexander the Great, one of history's most celebrated conquerors, found Afghanistan to be among his greatest challenges. After achieving swift victories across Persia, he faced relentless resistance in the Afghan heartland. Local tribes waged guerrilla warfare, attacking his supply lines and vanishing into the mountains. Even after securing the territory, Alexander's control remained tenuous and his forces were in a constant state of vigilance. His experiences here would lay the foundation for the reputation of Afghanistan as unconquerable. In the 19th century, the British Empire sought to expand its influence into Afghanistan, viewing it as a buffer against Russian advances in Central Asia. However, the First Anglo-Afghan War 1839 to 1842 turned into a disaster of epic proportions. The British forces, unprepared for the harsh winters, treacherous terrain, and relentless guerrilla attacks, faced devastating losses. The infamous retreat from Kabul remains a grim reminder of Afghanistan's ability to outlast and outwit its invaders. Out of an army of 16,000, only one man, Dr. William Britton, survived to tell the tale. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979, aiming to install a friendly regime. What followed was a decade-long conflict that drained Soviet resources and morale. Afghan fighters used the terrain to their advantage, launching guerrilla attacks. Decades later, the United States and its allies faced similar challenges, struggling to maintain control over a land resistant to external domination. In 2021, after 2 decades of war, the United States and NATO withdrew from Afghanistan. Despite vast investments in military infrastructure, training, and resources, the centralized government they supported collapsed almost overnight. The Taliban's rapid advance highlighted how deeply rooted local loyalties and resistance to foreign intervention remained. This withdrawal marked yet another chapter in Afghanistan's storied history of defying external control. Beyond its geography, Afghanistan's complex cultural and tribal dynamics make it even harder to conquer. This is not a homogeneous nation, but a mosaic of ethnic groups and tribes, each with distinct languages, traditions, and loyalties. Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, Uzbeks, and others inhabit this land, often prioritizing tribal and clan allegiances over any central authority. Attempts to impose external governance have historically failed to account for this intricate social fabric. Modern military advancements have done little to overcome Afghanistan's natural and human defenses. Supply chains through mountainous terrain are slow and vulnerable, while insurgents have mastered the art of ambushes, IED attacks, and evading pursuit. Even heavily fortified bases are not immune to constant harassment by local fighters who blend seamlessly into the civilian population. Afghanistan is a nation shaped by its geography, history, and people. Its rugged terrain, strategic position, and fiercely independent tribes have ensured that every foreign power attempting to conquer it has faced insurmountable challenges.